Cube roots, what are they? Well, if you cube a number, that just basically means you take a number and you make it to the power of 3. So let's make a note on our packet here, like 5 to the third power, or hey, how about 4 to the third power? Now, a cube root, that's a number multiplied by itself 3 times to form a product, is what it's asking, but it's a special sign. When you see a cube root sign, it looks like this. It looks like a square root, but it's got a 3 in it. Now we can shove a number underneath that cube root sign just like square roots, and it's going to be asking us, special questions just like square roots do, or absolute value symbols, right? It's just a quick way of getting that information to us. But how do we read this? We would say, hey, this is the cube root of 8, and it's asking a question, so that's why I've got a question mark there. So let's get that in our notes. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? It means, hey, can you think of a number that will times itself 3 times to equal 8? Well, the perfect cubes are the ones that have whole numbers for the answers, and we're going to stick with those. So we're only going to deal with cube roots that have, like, an integer or a whole number for the answer, okay? So let's go and fill out our chart on the next page, and that'll settle us in. But if you really want to think of it, think of these cube roots as like the perfect square root ones, the ones where we have whole numbers only. Now, here's this table that we have here. There's our factors. You can see we go from the 1s all the way up to the 10s. And yes, they do repeat 3 times each. So, what is 1 times 1 times 1? It's 1. It's already in your chart. So now let's ask you another question. What is the cube root of 1? Well, it's 1, and I'll show you why it's 1. That cube root sign is saying what number is times itself 3 times, and over here on the left category we can see 1 times 1 times 1 gets us 1. So now we can fill out the rest of our table. The cube root of 8 would have to be 2, because 2 to the third power, or 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. And we just work our way on down nice and slow. Cube root of 27 would have to be 3. 4 to the third power is 64, so the cube root of 64 is 4. And let's go through and see what we have for the rest of the table here. You can see that this is all blank, and we've got quite a bit to fill out. So let's cover that up so that way you don't get overwhelmed. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So the cube root of 125 is 5. And I'll just let you copy the video, and I'll go at a nice pace for you. So this is the list of your perfect cube roots, right? And you will see them over and over and over again. You'll start to memorize them if you do them enough. And you might forget them for a little bit, but then after working with them again, they come right back to your memory. So that's our challenge, getting you comfortable with the perfect cube roots.